Have you ever watched a child completely shut down or explode at school over something that looks small on the surface? A worksheet, lining up, being asked to sit, even being told you can choose which one first. And everyone around them is confused because they are smart, capable, verbal, and sometimes even eager. But the moment school expectations show up, everything falls apart. If you are a parent thinking, my child can do this at home, why not at school? Or a teacher thinking, I'm trying to be flexible, but nothing seems to work. This video is for you. Today, we are talking about low demand strategies for PDA in school. What actually helps, what quietly makes things worse, and how adults can shift from power struggles to nervous system safety. Before we talk strategies, we need a shared understanding. Pathological demand avoidance or PDA is not about refusing to learn. It is not about control, manipulation, or behavior. PDA is a nervous system response. For these children, everyday demands trigger a threat response in the body, not a thinking response, not a choice. Even demands that seem kind, flexible, or optional can register as danger. When the nervous system feels trapped, watched, or controlled, the child moves into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. So, when we respond with pressure, consequences, or even too much encouragement, we often escalate the very thing we are trying to reduce. Low demand approaches are not about removing learning, they are about removing the sense of threat so learning can happen. Strategy 1: lower the felt demand, not the expectation. This is the most important shift. We are not lowering standards, we are lowering how the demand is delivered. In school, many demands are invisible: tone of voice, eye contact, timing, body posture, public attention. For a PDA nervous system, being watched can feel just as demanding as being told. Classroom example. A teacher says, okay, everyone take out your math book and turn to page 42. A PDA student freezes, or jokes, or refuses, or melts down. Instead of repeating the instruction louder or offering a reward, we lower the felt demand. What that sounds like? Try phrases like, I am going to leave the books here in case they are useful. Some kids start with math now, others need a minute. I am curious what page 42 looks like today. These phrases remove urgency, remove surveillance, and restore autonomy. You are still holding the structure, you are just not pushing the nervous system into threat. Strategy 2: offer real autonomy, not hidden control. Many adults are told, just give choices. But for PDA, choices can still feel like control if both options are adult led. Do you want to do math now or in 5 minutes? Still a demand. Do you want the red pencil or the blue pencil? Still a demand. Low demand autonomy means giving control over process, not just options. Classroom example. Instead of asking a child to start writing, the teacher shifts the role. Scripts teachers can use. I wonder how you would design this task if it were yours. You know your brain best. What would make this easier? You do not have to decide right now. Notice the absence of urgency. Urgency is often the trigger. Parent collaboration tip. Parents, this is powerful information to share with schools. My child needs control over how, when, or whether a task begins. The moment it feels compulsory, their nervous system goes offline. That sentence alone can reframe a whole meeting. Strategy 3: reduce performance and observation pressure. Many PDA kids struggle most when they feel seen, being praised, being corrected, being monitored. Even positive attention can increase threat. Common school triggers: being called on unexpectedly, public praise charts, show me how you did it, adults hovering, low demand adjustments, let work be done privately. Allow opting out of showing work. Give feedback later, not in the moment. Exact teacher scripts. You do not need to show me now. I trust you. I will check this later when it feels quieter. This is just between you and the paper. These phrases reduce the sense of being evaluated. Strategy 4: use connection before any request. For PDA kids, connection is regulation. If the relationship feels safe, demands land differently. If the relationship feels tense, even gentle request can feel unbearable. What this looks like in school? Before asking anything, connect. Comment on something unrelated. Join their play. Mirror their interest. Scripts that build safety. That drawing reminds me of a game I used to play. I can see today feels heavy. I am here with you, not rushing you. Only after regulation returns do we introduce a task. And even then, Indirectly. Parent tip. If school mornings are hard, ask teachers to delay academic demands after arrival. 5 minutes of safety can save an entire day. Strategy 5. Plan for demand recovery, not compliance. PDA kids use enormous energy navigating demands. They need recovery time, not consequences. Recovery might look like movement, drawing, hiding, silence, humor. These are not avoidance behaviors, they are nervous system repair. School adjustments that help flexible breaks, safe exit spaces, no punishment for regulation behaviors. Teacher script. Your body worked hard. Take the time you need. We can come back to this later or not at all today. Learning is not linear for PDA. Safety comes first. Let us talk about what often backfires. Pitfall 1. Too many verbal explanations. Explaining logic increases cognitive load and threat. Fix. Say less, use calm presence. Pitfall 2. Rewards and consequences. These increase pressure and control. Fix. Focus on collaboration and safety, not outcomes. Pitfall 3. Assuming refusal is a choice. It is not. Ask, what is the nervous system communicating? If you take one thing from this video, let it be this. PDA kids are not refusing school, they are surviving it. When we lower the felt demand, honor autonomy, and prioritize nervous system safety, learning becomes possible again. If you are a parent, you're not imagining this. If you are a teacher, you are not failing. You're being asked to do something different, not more. In the comments, tell me the hardest school demand your child or student struggles with. Subscribe to EducateAble for more neuroaffirming tools and check the playlist linked below for more PDA support. Next episode, we will talk about writing accommodations that actually work for PDA learners without power struggles or shutdowns. You're not alone in this.